Oscar Moncada is a 58-year-old Colombian man living in Louisiana. He's 5'7" and weighs 194 pounds. He's happily married with 4 children and is a car mechanic. He's been in good health for most of his life, with nothing of medical significance to note. Recently, he and his wife have begun to notice increased thirst and hunger as well as increased fatigue, more so than he feels is normal for a man his age. He gets tired more quickly and sometimes has blurred vision, so he's decided that it's time to visit his primary care physician to see what's good. At the primary care physician, Oscar had blood tests run and measurements made on his body to determine his nutritional status and his potential diagnoses. His ideal body weight, based on his height, was found to be 145.75 pounds, and his percent, based on his ideal body weight, was 133%. His BMI was calculated to be 30.4. This is indicative of obesity, and this is a risk factor for type 2 diabetes. His blood test came back, and his A1C was equal to 7.6%, which is considered diabetic. His FPG was 165 milligrams per deciliter, and this was high as well, considered diabetic. His RPG was 205 milligrams per deciliter, which was also high and considered diabetic, and his 2-hour PG was 176 milligrams per deciliter, which is higher than normal but not considered diabetic. Based on the blood test results, Oscar was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes by the dietitian. In response to this new diagnosis, the dietitian recommended a few different things for Oscar to help manage his newly found out diabetes. One such thing that was recommended is the Diet Dash, something that can help him with his hypertension that he also has, as well as manage his diabetes. Another thing that was suggested was taking insulin therapy, as this can help him monitor his blood glucose levels and help him live a healthier life. Hello, Oscar. It's nice to see you today. How are you doing?
Not too bad. It's good seeing you as well, Doc.
Thank you. Based on your concerns, I'm glad you came in today to run some of the tests because you've been having some increased fatigue, feeling a bit thirstier and hungrier recently, so I'm glad you came in.
Yeah, for sure. What's the news?
So we do have the results from the blood tests we've done, and unfortunately, based on the values that we've seen, you have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. All the blood tests that we took today came back and they indicate that this is true. All the values that we've seen indicate diabetic levels. So I'm sorry to say, but this is something that we'll have to deal with.
That's really got me down bad. I don't know what to say.
So this is by no means a death sentence. It's good that you came in now. I'm happy that you came in now. Although it isn't life-threatening, it could be if we don't properly manage it. So I will recommend and ask you to change a few things in your eating habits, make a few difficult decisions in your lifestyle, to change to avoid any further complications that could be dangerous and cause other diseases such as kidney disease.
All right, thanks for being straight up with me. Dr. Voles, what are my options?
So as for medications that I can prescribe, I think that one of the best ones for type 2 diabetes in your case would be metformin. It's an oral drug, so you'll be taking it through the mouth and you'll be swallowing it. This will help with your diabetes. You'll take it before meals. You'll take one before meals with a large glass of water. You won't chew it. You won't crush it up beforehand. You'll just swallow it whole. Potential side effects for this are pretty mild. They can include nausea, stomach pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. If you do have any of these or experience any of these and you are feeling weird or bad from the medicine, feel free to let me know and contact me.
All right, that's a lot of information. Is there anything else?
Unfortunately, yes, but we'll go through it slowly so that we all understand we're all on the same page. As I mentioned before, you'll have to change some of the eating habits that you've grown accustomed to over the past few years. I would suggest, first off, reducing your caloric intake, so basically reducing the amount of food that you'll be eating to about 2,000 calories per day. I don't know if you know how much you have now, but I think this would be a healthy, based on your weight, to help start losing weight. Could also start reducing portion sizes, which will help with this. It'll help with weight loss, as I said. You can actually count these calories by using some apps. One that I would recommend is MyFitnessPal to help you count calories. It's a free app that's pretty easy to use. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me about them.
All right, yeah, I'll make sure to talk to my wife about it. She's the one who cooks my meals mostly, so
Gotcha.
we'll try to see what we can do.
All right, so knowing that you have high blood pressure, as you've been taking medicine for that, I would recommend you reducing your sodium intake by having less salty foods, because that's generally where salt will come from, your sodium will come from,
Right.
and beginning to have water as one of your main beverages. It's obviously the healthiest. It can help flush out a lot of things. It can help create better habits and better things in your body.
So no lemonade.
I would say restrict lemonade as much as you can. It's a bit sugary. I know it's something that I'm sure you like, but unfortunately it does have a lot of sugars, and that's not going to help your diabetes.
Got it.
It will help decrease your high blood pressure and improve eating habits, like lowering cholesterol and also your weight. So
Okay, that sounds manageable, I hope.
In addition to this, in previous recommendations, I would also recommend a new diet for you. As I talked about eating habits before, this diet is called the DASH diet. It's designed to lower hypertension and help people with hypertension, high blood pressure, which you have. It also helps a lot with weight reduction, which can help your diabetes tremendously. And it focuses on veggies, fruits, and whole grains, and good sources of protein like nuts, beans, as well as poultry and fish as sources of protein. The whole grains will be your main source of carbs. The veggies and fruits are good for vitamins, they're good for minerals, and they have a lot of fiber in them, which can help you out a lot. And then lean meats like poultry and fish are very good sources of protein. Water is, and now hopefully you'll make an essential part of your eating and meals. Water's the best beverage for you, and it can help you do wonders. It can make you feel better. It'll help with your high blood pressure, and will also help with your diabetes. This doesn't have to be a massive change right away. This is something that I would suggest you do gradually. Integrate new parts of this diet into your existing diet, like whole grains and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, great. I mean, I go fishing pretty often, so I don't see a problem with increasing the amount of fish and chicken I eat.
Okay. So I have here a sample one-day meal plan that you could have. This is just a sample, something I could see maybe you eating based on what you told me you like.
Sure.
So breakfast would consist of a quarter cup of nuts, a cup of low-fat milk, half cup of oatmeal, and 2 slices of whole wheat toast.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think we eat almonds after breakfast, so it sounds like a
Okay,
plan.
that's good. For a snack, you could have low-fat string cheese, 2 oranges, or other fruits that you like. For lunch, I know you like sandwiches, so I would suggest a turkey sandwich on whole wheat with whole wheat,
Not a big whole wheat guy, but
gotcha.
we'll try to see if we can change it.
I mean, if you really, really don't like it, then whatever bread you prefer would work. I mean, the other things that would be on the sandwich are healthy, so it would still be okay. I would prefer whole wheat, but if you can't, then you can't.
Okay.
So it would have low-fat cheese, lettuce, tomato slice, whatever you like on it. And your sides can include fruits like blueberries, apples, cucumbers, baby carrots, obviously not fruits, but veggies too.
Sure. Awesome.
Or low-fat yogurt. And for dinner, I know you told me that you like this, so I found a recipe. for bandeja paisa. I know your wife cooks it, as you told me. You can use chicken breast, which she already does. 6 to 8 ounces for you. Brown rice, which you told me she already cooks it with, which is good with the cup. The beans, however you like them, whatever kind you like them. A half cup of those. Plantains, as you told me, or carrots, tomato paste. I can send over a recipe I found, but as you told me, your wife cooks it, so I'm sure she knows the ingredients and she can modify it to whatever you need.
Yeah, sounds good.
And a big emphasis on water as the main beverage. I know it may be hard, but water is definitely the healthiest option and will help you feel better, and will help you with your diabetes and your high blood pressure.
Sure.
So yeah, here I have a handout for you that I found online. It's an educational resource. It is in Spanish, as you told me you prefer to have, and discusses various ways to help manage your type 2 diabetes. It also aligns with the DASH diet that I was talking to you about that I want to put you on,
Right.
as it emphasizes foods that are lower in sodium and lower in bad fats like saturated and trans fats. And it also has a big emphasis on water. So this is a theme throughout the thing,
Right.
that we want to get you on water.
For sure. Yeah. I'll take a look at that. Thank you.
No problem. And lastly is lifestyle. Oftentimes this could be the hardest part for people. Changing their lifestyle is, they have habits that they've been in for so long. Eating habits are hard. Lifestyle choices can be equally as hard.
Sure.
But I would suggest, at first, recommend you begin to exercise a bit more frequently than you are now. You like soccer, right?
Yeah, in my younger days I used to play in the Division 1 in the Columbia.
Oh, really? So yeah, so that should be a fun way and a healthy way to get healthier, lose weight, increase the calories you're burning per day.
Sure.
And lastly, I would suggest cutting out alcohol as much as possible. Now, I know you're not an alcoholic, but you do drink alcohol more than rarely, as you told me. So trying to cut that out and replace it with water. I know it's not hard, not easy, but it can do wonders for you and really help you in the long term.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's the gist of it. I know it's a lot of information. If you have any questions, any concerns, you can always call the office, email me, as you have my card. And I want to emphasize lastly that this is something gradual. It's not something you do overnight. It's not an all or nothing thing. It's something that you gradually integrate into your diet and your lifestyle. It'll be hard to modify, and to have your family modify as well, as you've been accustomed to things for so long. But it's something it's a good start, and along the way I think it'll help you out a lot.